I don't know what's going on with my freaking mouse lately, but whatever. Okay, because apparently thought I unmuted, but I didn't. And I'm streaming, not recording, so I don't know what's going on with my computer. But regardless of all that, we got a lot of stuff to go for today. So, this week in Destiny, we have a lot to share. It's all about our next episode, Revenant, which is launching less than a week on October 8th. So yeah, 5 days from now, the new season launches. We can't wait to see all the ripping and tearing the scorn. See you all ripping and tearing the scorn as Slayer Barons. Playing new activities, using new gear, testing your builds. So, how about you check what's in the oven for today? This is what we have on deck. Did you watch our Tuesday stream? If you didn't, and you don't feel like going there, there's my channel. I have a whole hour reaction. If you want to watch that, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. A new episode means a new artifact. A sneak peek at the exotic armor changes, weapons tuning and weapon mods, a preview of new weapon rewards, as well as new Iron Banner armor and weapons. Fixing some legendary ornaments, we have a newly reprised strike coming, our first Discord quest, and Hurricane Helen support. Onwards. Yep, here's the developer livestream. If you want to watch it and give your own thoughts, or if you want to hear me yap, you can. Or not yap, really. I don't know. Learning about the new artifact. The elemental focus for this episode will be Stasis, Arc, and Void. Ooh. Act 1 will feature the most Stasis mods we've ever designed to an artifact. Frost Armor plays a key role in this artifact's build crafting, granting you increased bonuses to Stasis. Then, while you're getting in close with the protection of Frost Armor, you'll also gain increased close combat potency. Shotguns and SMGs are picking up some anti-champion capabilities, as well as a couple finisher-focused mods. It'll also be a great time to bring your favorite grenade launchers up to light level and live out your artillerist fantasies. So, this is what we have in the first column. Anti-barrier scout, overload SMG, unstoppable pulse rifle, anti-barrier shotgun, and overload breech-loaded grenade launchers. Nice. In column 2, one with the Frost. While Frost Armor is active, Stasis weapon gain increased reload speed and stability. Stasis swords gain increased guard resistance. Killing Breeze. Rapid final weapon blows grant you a bonus to mobility. Weapon final blows with the Dark Reaper origin trait count as more than one. Okay. Enhanced Ether Generator. The Dark Ether Reaper origin trait has a chance to spawn an extra ether charge. Weapons with this origin trait are overcharged when that modifier is active. Fell the Revenant. Deal increased weapon damage to Scorn. Wearing Shadestalker armor increases the bonus chance. Increases the bonus damage, I mean. So basically, I feel like they've been kind of, when you look back at some of the old artifacts and then you look at this one, you see that they were trying to do this whole armor thing, and that kind of makes more sense now that we know about Armor 4.0 next gen armor. Okay. Rapid impacts. Dealing damage with a grenade launcher temporarily increases the reload speed of grenade launchers. Okay. Wind Chill. Rapid stasis weapon precision hits grant you a stack of Frost Armor. Rapid precision hits from weapons with the Dark Ether origin trait grant you more stacks of Frost Armor. Boost. Dealing stasis weapon damage to slow targets has a chance to spawn a stasis shard. Interesting. Gather Crystalline Converter. Gather stasis shards to gain stacks of Crystalline Converter. Your next powered melee creates stasis crystals equal to the number of stacks you have. Bonus. Stasis weapon final blows after activating your class ability will spawn a stasis shard. So, that can make Wrathweavers, the Warlock gauntlets feel better too. Possibly. Okay. Because kind of nerding here for a second. Your Winter's Wrath Shockwave deals increased shatter damage. Allies in range of Winter's Wrath Shock armor and Frost Pulse gain frost armor and deal increased damage with stasis weapons. So, gather stasis shards to gain a stack of Crystalline Converter. Your next melee, when you get it, will spawn stasis crystals equal to the number of stacks you have. Stasis weapon final blows after you activate it. After activating your class ability, will spawn a stasis shard. So, okay. Get frost armor from Frost Pulse. Use a stasis weapon. Get a kill. Get a stasis shard. Keep your frost armor stack going longer. Okay. That could be fun. Total Carnage. After finishing the combatant, gain temporary damage resistance. When you have 2 or more Shadestock or armor pieces equipped after finishing a powerful combatant, gain increased temporary damage resistance and replenish your health. Huh. Power from Pain. Rapid final blows against weakened combatants grants you Devour. Rapidly defeating weakened combatants spawns a Void Breach. Trace evidence. Rapid precision hits or rapid final blows on targets affected by Jolt or Blind will generate ionic traces. Picking up an ionic trace grants an armor charge. Column 4. Armor of Aramis. While frost armor is active, taking critical damage from combatants causes you to emit a freezing burst. Boost, increasing the radius and strength of this freezing burst. That is actually going to make Wrathweavers a lot of fun. Oh my lord. That's going to be really fun. Crystallized Autoloader. Shattering stasis crystals releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. Boost. Shattering frozen targets and stasis crystals deals increased damage. Oh. So wait, what's it with all these boosts that they're talking about? Okay. Debilitating Wave. Finishers emit a damaging wave that matches the element of your currently equipped super. While you have an Arc, Void, or Stasis super equipped, the blast also applies Blind, Weaken, and Slow respectively. Okay. Concussive Reload. Using a grenade launcher to damage a boss, damage a champion, or break a combatant shield weakens them. Using grenade launchers to damage bosses, champions, blah blah blah. Automatically reloads stowed weapons. So literally this is a good way. Oh, Anarchy will be good. Because it's going to do constant damage and it's going to jolt them. And then gaining precision hits will give you an ionic trace, giving you an armor charge. So Anarchy with this and this together could be very good. Because it's rapid precision hits by targets affected by Jolt. Anarchy has that, and it's going to jolt them, and you're going to weaken them. You're going to see a lot of like grenade launchers come into the mix. That means Colony maybe could be good, but I'm not for certain. Retinal Burn. Rapid arc precision hits consume an armor charge to blind the target. Boost. Blinding the target this way instead emits a blinding burst. Okay. Interesting. Brain Freeze. Frozen combatants become surrounded by a chilling fog which slows combatants that aren't already. Weapons that have Dark Ether origin traits will deal more damage to frozen combatants. Oh, this is going to make a lot of things that can basically make it so you freeze a combatant better. So yeah, Silence and Squall is going to be used a lot. Because it's a fire and a forget kind of an ability. Behemoth Titans might be good, depending on how things go. Shadebinders, I think your best option with that is using Wrathweavers or using just ways that you can freeze people more. So using Osmancies or the new Stasis exotic that's coming for Warlocks that we have not shared or talked about, but is on there for you to find, and you can see what we're talking about. I talked about that yesterday on stream. Supernova. Picking up a Void Breach causes your next source of Void damage to create a large weakening pulse. Oh. So wait, where was it that talked about getting yeah, okay, so okay. So Graviton Lance just got better with this technically. So rapid final blows against weakened commands will grant you Devour, okay? Rapidly defeating weakened combatants spawns a Void Breach. Well, when you kill a combatant, okay, you can make a Void Breach. That Void Breach, your next source of Void damage will create a large weakening pulse. Well, that has a lot of chaining potential when it comes to ad clearing. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Conductive Cosmic Crystal. Your arc abilities, void abilities, and weapons with the Dark Ether origin trait do bonus damage to targets affected by a stasis debuff. Increase bonus damage to combatants affected by a stasis debuff. Okay. Serving Cold. Picking up a Stasis Shard grants you class ability. Picking up a Void Breach grants you melee energy. Yeah, I'm probably going to really like using this for this. Okay, but we'll talk about it in a second. Kinetic impacts. Sustained damage with a power grenade launcher causes the combatant to emit a shockwave that damages nearby combatants. This shockwave can stun unstoppable champions. So using a heavy grenade launcher, so like using Anarchy to have sustained damage, causes them to do this. This will cause it to basically give Anarchy an unstoppable mod without really saying it with this one. Okay, so here's what we're probably going to end up using. One, I'm probably going to use Unstoppable Pulse. And then have maybe Anti-Barrier Shotgun. I mean honestly, like, why wouldn't you? Especially like if you have I don't know, a good shotgun to pull out. I think Anti-Barrier Scout would be good too, but I don't want to go with too much range because I want to think about how it's going to be as a stasis thing. one with the frost is definitely one because stasis weapons will increase reload and stability, which is good. Rapid stasis precision hits grant you frost armor. If these hits come with a weapon, you gain more of it. Dealing damage to slow targets has a chance to spawn a stasis shard, which would also give me frost armor. Armor of Aramis, which is great. Literally, these top three are probably the ones I'm going to like the most. Because I'm really going to, like, this season, I've been, like, I've been going back and forth between using Void, using Arc, you know, using Strand, using Solar. But Stasis is kind of, like, I feel comfortable with it. Even though the super isn't that great, I like using it. Especially when they added Frost Armor. Because I felt like I could be a little more, like, aggressive. And also, like, a little bit more of, like, slowing people down. This one, I think I'll probably go for. So, okay, so we gotta think about it like this. So, these top ones, especially with the Dark Ether Origin trait, I'm very interested to see what weapons, like, kind of have it. I know there's a Stasis Hand Cannon that would deal more damage to Frozen Combatants, so, like, using Cold Snap with it would be good. Especially if it can roll with Demolitionist. So that's an Osmancy kind of build right there. Serving Cold, I think, will be good just to get, like, a class ability more. And these other ones, like, I don't think they're too terribly bad. But when you go to, like, when you look at the last column, you can only have, like, there's very few you can have. So Brain Freeze and Serving Cold would be good. Some of these, if you're more of, like, a grenade launcher or an arc user, you're gonna like. I'm definitely picking up this one because fuck Scorn. And also, if I do happen to get a Void Breach, I can gain melee energy, which would allow me to have, you know, which will allow me to use, you know, this. When it comes to, so let's see, we're gonna have Anti-Barrier Shotgun, Unstoppable Pulse, and we might do Overload SMG. Okay, so there's our three there. Okay, then we have this one, and this one. Okay. Because what, it's like 12, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, there we go. So these four, this, that, with this, and that. Yeah. Okay. Well, moving on to exotic tuning for Revenant. We have a lot to cover in this vid, so let's jump into the armor changes for exotics coming in Revenant. I should probably put chat away. Alright. Hunter, Lucky Pants. Lucky Pants has been one of the more complicated exotic armor pieces, and the limitations were necessary because of the maximum strength of its perk. Unfortunately, the high-end strength of Lucky Pants was causing constraints in terms of other PvE balancing. So we decided to kill 2 hive moths with one shot and reduce the complexity while bringing down the maximum potency. To offset this, we also have some new benefits to the exotic, which will be especially nice since our movement-focused hand cannon users who enjoy stompies but wish they could have improved airborne effectiveness and handling. So now what Lucky Pants do now provides a movement bonus including increased slide distance and sprint speed when a hand cannon is equipped. Airborne effectiveness is a bonus is activated whenever a hand cannon is equipped, not just when the illegally modded holster buff is active. No longer requires the hand cannon to be the match to the super damage or the kinetic type or the kinetic to receive a PvE buff. Out of Luck cooldown will only trigger if you reach 7 stacks of PvE damage buff before swapping off the weapon or the time expires. Maximum damage has been decreased from 600 to 450. Okay. We want to take another swing at Young Ahamkara's spine to preserve their previous PvE gameplay while keeping a handle on their effectiveness in PvP. Once again, provides ability energy on trip mine grenade hits instead of final blows. Provides 33 in grenade energy PvE and only 8 in PvP. Blight Ranger. A Blight Ranger is rooted in boosting Arc Staff reflection, but it has primarily seen use as some niche tactics to leverage its out-of-band orb of power generation, making it more viable in the broader game without deviating from its fantasy. We replaced that behavior with elements from Raiju's Harness. Add the ability to cancel your Arc Staff super while equipped, damaging and blinding nearby enemies and granting Tier 4 arc weapon damage boost. Damage dealt by this effect scales based on the number of projectiles reflected prior to canceling. No longer creeps orbs of power when reflecting projectiles with the Arc Staff. Reflecting projectiles now instead directly refunds super energy instead of extending the duration of your super. Oh. So it's like when you're using Chaos Reach. But with Chaos Reach, how it's continuous damage to extend it, this one is, it's going to reflect, every time you reflect a projectile, you increase how long your super lasts for. And depending on, you know, all that, when you end it, it damages enemy and blinds nearby, and it blinds them, granting Tier 4 arc weapon boost. Damage dealt by this is scaled based on the number of projectiles reflected prior to canceling. So if you're someone who sees, you know, you happen to see Blight Ranger have someone equipped, and they're reflecting, like, all your shots, and then they, like, jump right at you, and they end it, depending on how many projectiles they reflected, you will not only be blinded by them and damaged by them, and when they reflect it, it refunds it, so you're basically making their super last longer. And when they end it, they have a Tier 4 arc weapon boost. Okay. Raiju's Harness. With almost all of its old behavior removed to Blight Ranger, we rebuilt Raiju's Harness based on its lore tab to differentiate it from other Arc Staff exotics. It now enhances the Arc Super Gathering Storm, calling down lightning around the user when it's activated, as well as adding neutral game source of super energy. Fully reworked behavior of its exotic trait, Mobius Conduct, inspired by its lore tab. Activating Gathering Storm calls down lightning on nearby targets, jolting them while also amplifying your allies. Defeating arc debuff targets grants a small amount of Gathering Storm energy. I don't think I have a Raiju's Harness. Hold on. There's that, I just don't know my hunters all that well. Then again, I don't play hunter, so I gotta check to see what gathering. Oh, okay, that one. Got it. So now it will amplify your allies and jolt them. If they're defeated, you gain a small amount of Gathering Storm energy. So it's basically, it refunds Gathering Storm. Well, also, if anyone's near you when you activate it, lightning will hit them all. Okay. Relativism. Prismatic hunters have access to a lot of stacking melee damage bonuses, which all compound with each other, leading to some out-of-band melee damage. Spirit of Synthesips now provides a lower bonus if you have combination below active. At Remnant, it will provide that same lower bonus when Stylus Executioner buff is active. Reduce the melee provided by both biotic enhancements and style are only active by 50%. Oh! Iceball Mantle is getting a change. Iceball Mantle's core fantasy is all about becoming invulnerable icy tank. We have reworked it to focus on that fantasy by making it all about providing and improving frost armor instead of providing stasis weapon damage. You now gain stacks of frost armor on rapid stasis final blows. Each time you gain a stack of frost armor for any sources, you will heal for a small amount. This unique class ability, granted by Iceball Mantle, now provides maximum stacks of frost armor instead of its own custom overshield. You'll also immediately heal for each stack that gets added. It no longer prevents sprinting or jump abilities, and now it works when Thruster is equipped. Class ability energy now begins to recharge immediately after using Iceball Mantle's class ability. The burst of stasis energy from other class from the class ability now freezes combatants and slows them. No longer provides a bonus to stasis weapon damage. Now requires a stasis super to be equipped to benefit from the exotic's effect. So wait, so now it's going to freeze and slow combatants. So that would work really well with Brain Freeze. Okay. I don't think I have an Icefall Mantle on my Titan. Yeah, I don't have it on here. Okay. Cadmus Ridge Landscape. We feel this exotic has fun gameplay loop that was a bit too restricted, so we're relaxing some of its requirements. Remove the stasis weapon requirement. Now any final blows or rapid precision hits landed behind a rally barricade along with the stasis super equipped will create a diamond lance near you. Directly hitting any powerful combatant with a diamond lance will now create 3 stasis crystals. Previously, only bosses and vehicles would create additional things. Ursa Ferosa and Spirit of the Bear. Now that Unbreakable has been live for a bit, we feel these exotics should provide additional super energy for using in PvE. However, the gains in PvP where leading players gain access to the super more quickly than we would like. Increase the maximum super gain for Unbreakable in PvE from 15 to 20. Fix an issue where you gain more super energy from Unbreakable in PvP than intended. Now it provides a maximum bonus of 10. Okay. Kuros of Falling Star. We would like Kuros to feel less required to make Thundercrash viable, but also to improve it to have it be more valuable across a whole of an activity. We are reducing its Thundercrash damage multiplier, but when this is combined with the buff to base Thundercrash damage overall, the damage will remain the same. We're also adding the ability for it to help with Grenade generate super energy for Thundercrash, as well as transitioning the exotic to provide damage resistance instead of an overshield to bring it better in line with other arc subclasses. Melee final blows while you are amplified will grant you super energy. Reduce the damage bonus to 1.15. This keeps the overall damage similar to what it was previously. Replace the overshield after impact with damage resistance, 50% in PvE and 10% in PvP. That's kind of weird. I guess. Peacekeepers. Well, Peacekeepers have been in presence in Crucible for some times. It never really felt like it had a real place in PvE content. We have given it characteristics that resemble Lucky Pants before LMGs, with PvE damage bonus that escalates as you deal more damage. We heard it pairs nicely with a couple exotic weapon buffs below. Oh. Oh, I see Wrathweavers. Let's see what the hell they're going to change for my Wrathweavers. Dealing damage to combatant with an SMG increases the SMG gems for a short time, maximum of 20 stacks, 100% bonus damage. Lasts for a second. Each hit adds a stack and refreshes the timer. Mask of the Quiet One. We wanted to lean into the vampiric nature of this exotic by allowing it to grant access to the potent Devour status effect, in addition to its previous effects. Rapid final blows or final blows while at critical health will now grant you Devour. You need to have a Void Super equipped. So wait. Damn, I don't have my Mask of the Quiet One anymore. Now then. Stoicism. We felt that the Spirit of Horn, Alpha Lupe, and Horforce effects that only work with barricades that didn't align with the goal of Prismatic as a way to break past limits. So we're updating them to also work with the Titan's Thruster ability. Spirit of the Horn. Activating a thruster leaves a ball of solar energy behind, exploding and playing scorched enemies caught in the blast. Activating your thruster heals you and nearby allies. Activating thrusters with Spirit of Hoarfrost spawns a pair of stasis crystals. Huh. So you can either burn people, heal people, or freeze people. Okay. We're further enhancing this exoc's support capabilities while tweaking it to allow bonus super shatter damage to be more useful in raid environment. I adjusted the Hearts of Ice perk to increase shatter damage on targets frozen by Shadebinder super projectiles by 100% regardless of who breaks them. Added granting Frost Armor to you and your allies with Frost Pulse or Winter's Wrath grants you super energy, ranges in potency based on how many allies it's granted to. So, wait a second. Okay. So, the Heart of Ice perk. Okay, your Winter's Wrath deals increase the shatter damage to targets frozen by Shadebinder super projectiles by 100%. Regardless of who breaks them out. So, this is going to make this super feel better. I don't know how well it's going to be in PvP. Because it says in the raid environment. Added granting Frost Armor to you or your allies with Frost Pulse or Winter's Wrath grants you super energy. Now, is that going to be super energy when you go out of the super, or is it going to be super energy in the super? So, would it allow you to continue using it? Is my big question. But with that being said, I'm putting my Wrathweavers back on my Warlock. We're just doing that. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. Skull of Dire Ahamkara. We have a couple of those. And I do have a pretty good one for heavy recovery and intellect. So let's read what they're doing. To help you sling more Nova Bombs, we are giving a neutral game benefit to Skull of Dire card that feels fitting for the Voidwalker playstyle. Added, weapon defeats while Devour is active will grant you super energy. Ranges from 1 to 4 depending on the target type defeated. So when you have Devour active, it will grant and you get kills with it while wearing Skull of Dire Ahamkara. You will gain super energy depending on the type of target that you defeat. Provides additional damage resistance during Nova Bomb. An added weapon defeats while Devour is active will grant you super energy. So if you have a good recovery and a good intellect setup, you can make Skull feel better. Is that what I'm seeing? And if you consume your grenade, you get Devour and you get kills, you can gain super energy. What I'm going to wonder is what's going to be the value of targets in PvP? Because we could see a rise of this come back. Sanguine Alchemy. You mean that thing you keep giving me? That I really just don't care about? So Blood Magic. While standing in any rift, gain a bonus to your weapons with a damage type matching your equipped super. Super Final Blows while standing in a rift pauses the rift's countdown, extending its duration. So here's the thing. Warlocks have some of the lowest exotic armor variety in PvP, and for a while it felt as they were missing a target marking exotic in the same realm as Knucklehead Radar or One-Eyed Mask. What better candidate to fulfill that role than one that is already used to it? Sanguine Alchemy. We wanted to be careful and make sure that the targeting didn't feel unfair for fighting in Crucible like it did in its original iteration. We also wanted to make sure it was in line with the soon and upcoming post-nerf state of Knucklehead Radar. So to activate target marking, you must damage the target from within a rift, and the mark will fall off after 5 seconds, compared to just look at them and get 7 seconds of marking from the current one. Now marks targets you damage while standing in a rift. You deal 10% extra damage from any source against marked targets. Now provides a surge of 4 times to weapons that match your super. Huh. Virtus Brow and Spirit of Verity. We are front-loading the more of the bonus grenade damage with this success increases its potency, even if you aren't able to fully build full stacks. First stack of Death Throw now provides a 40% grenade damage in PvE, up from 20%. Each stack now provides 15 grenade damage, up to a maximum of 100 at 5 stacks. PvP damage is unchanged. Okay, cool. We heard your feedback about hiding the target marker from the player wearing Synthontech was confusing, so we're reverting that change. Damaging a vehicle, boss, or champion with a trace rifle once again visually mark the target for the player using Cenotaph. Osmancy. This catch the players that feels unfair. We wanted to address this while adjusting the bonus grenade that they provide to keep them. Reduce the increased seeker distance and speed by 50% in PvP. We rapidly pulled the parachute on Speaker Sight's Orb Generation and Crucible to make it seem less, as it made for some less favorable play patterns after some iteration and internal play testing. I think we've landed a spot where we can bring back the Orb Generation Crucible without encouraging self-damage and stalling at the start of the match. 6 instances of healing a damaged ally in the Crucible will spawn an Orb of Power. Okay. I mean, I guess if that's what you want, go for it. Let's see. Super damage exotic tuning. Well, with Revenant, we're taking the past balancing the potential damage output provided to one-shot super abilities by exotic armor pieces that enhance them. Our goal is to better standardize damage across various options to ensure that supers that are more challenging to use or require players to put themselves into a disadvantaged position are more potent. Here's a list of exotic super combinations we're looking to dial in, ranked on how much damage they will put out after this update, with the highest damage at the top. We've noted how much each super plus exotic damage will be changing as well. Heroes of the Falling Star and Thunder Crash damage will remain unchanged. Pyro Gauntlets and Burning Maul will be up by 10%. Spirit of the Star Eater and Nova Bomb is down by 12. Star Eater with Twilight Arsenal is down by 26. Star Eater with both Gathering Storm and Needle Storm are unchanged. Celestial Nighthawk and Golden Gun down by 5 versus bosses only. Okay. We feel this order reflects the advantage and disadvantage inherent to each super, with those that are quicker and easier to use to outputting less damage than those that ask for more of the user. The range of the damage in such that in Revenant, Celestial Nighthawk Golden Gun will still deal around 70% of the damage of Heroes of the Falling Stars Thunder Crash. So while these changes may look scary, they're actually going to bring these supers closer together in damage, allowing for more options to be competitive and viable in their most challenging content. Needle Storm and Gathering Storm were already aligned with these goals and are not receiving any adjustments. The rest receive the following changes. As noted above, reduce the damage bonus for Heroes of the Falling Star to 1.15. However, when paired with increased Thunder Crash base damage, this nets out the same overall damage compared to what it is now. Increase the Cyclone damage for Pyro Gauntlets. Reduce the benefit granted to Nova Bomb from 70 to 50. Reduce the thing for Thunder Crash from 70 to 50. When paired with the increased Thunder Crash base damage, this nets out as a 15 increase damage compared with live. Reduce the benefit granted Twilight Arsenal from 25. Ooh, good lord. And reduce the damage to bosses by a little bit. That's weird. That's really weird. Weapon tuning and new mods for Revenant. Okay. Weapon archetypes. We always wanted to encourage more accurate gunplay in PvE without taking a constant slog like we have been made a small redistribution to the damage dealt by primary weapons in practice. This means slightly increasing the crit hit damage and reducing the body shot damage by a corresponding amount. Every subfamily has been tuned by hand, but they still generally fall within the 5% range as noted below. All rifles, scout rifles, pulse rifles, submachine guns, sidearms, and hand cannon. Rebalance of PvE damage is dealt to slightly prioritize crit hits. Increase the crit damage by 5 to 7 depending on the frame. Decrease the body shot from 5 to 7. Heavy burst pulse rifles have been a tale of two worlds. Incredibly strong in PvE, and unfortunately not up to par in PvP. We wanted to bring in them both in line for both sandboxes, so we've increased the RPM by approximately 20, while reducing their PvE damage slightly more to offset the faster fire rate. This ends up granting them a faster time to kill in PvP, while reducing their DPS approximately 10% in PvE. So a heavy burst includes Graviton Lance and Revision Zero's heavy burst. Increase the RPM to 324. Decrease damage in PvE by 18% for legendaries in the subfamily. Graviton Lance and Revision Zero's modes reduced by 8%. Sniper rifles have felt out of place in PvE for a long time. They haven't really been as top 2 DPS. We want to change that and further reward using snipers against more than just bosses. We've also greatly increased their non-boss and greatly reduced their flinch against events. In Crucible, while it's a positive that, teams feel that they can challenge a sniper and not worrying about being shot through flinch, the amount of camera movement the flinch imparts is unnecessarily jarring, so we're going to be walking that back until we can find an acceptable middle ground. Reduce the camera roll against players by 10%. Oh, yay, camera roll. Glaives we don't care about. I mean, some people do, so you can read it if you want to. I mean, this. I mean, reduce flinch against commands by 50%. Reduce the camera roll by players. Increase damage against champions by 25%. Mini bosses by 35%. Majors. Blah 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 blah. Reduce the reserve ammo for rocket sidearms. Increase the spawn and crate PvP ammo. Oh, well, whatever. High impact adaptive machine guns, you know. But high impacts have room to grow, so increasing the crit damage for a high impact machine guns. So if you have high blast radius on a grenade launcher in PvP, you'll do more impact damage. Micro tuning, you already read all this. Heavy bursts are getting a crit multiplier, and with this they said that heavy bursts are going to have 324 RPM. So if you have a high impact pulse rifle, you're in a good spot. And the one I have is that one's a lightweight. Isn't syncopation that one, that pulse rifle? Where's mine? Because I want to take a look at the buffs that we have here. So first one, let's see, adaptive submachine guns. That one's a precision. High impact auto rifles, increasing their base damage and the crit multiplier. Okay. So my Herod C could be very good. The one that I was using yesterday on stream. But syncopation, isn't that a heavy burst pulse? I want to say it is. But I can't find it. Oh, there it is. It's an adaptive. Damn. Okay. Yes, exotic weapons. Let's talk about it. For our Revenant exotic weapons pass, we have focused on weapon types and elements that would be featured in the artifact, as well as those that need some love and wild. Choir 1 has shipped into a little bit too hot in PvE, so they're going to reduce the base reserves and the max reserves. Reduce the impact of point-blank projectiles. Increase the hip-fire projectile against players by 10%. Now starts with 7 ammo in the Crucible and gains 7 from crates and ammo bricks. Huckleberry now fully reloads on kills. Replace the catalyst with kinetic tremors. Teraba, while Ravenous Beast is active, gain damage resistance against incoming solar damage. You only gain a 15% resistance against players. Symmetry, not gain on kills, in addition to precision hits. Duality, the max stacks of Black Wings is down to 3, and they've extended the duration of the buff to 10. So that's in PvE. Oh. Oh. Bad Juju has had a hard time getting its kill streak going in PvE, especially in higher end content, so we made some changes to help it reach higher stacks of String of Curses a little bit easier. Increase the lifetime of String of Curses from 3.5 base to 5.5, 7.5 with the catalyst, and increase its magazine size. Are you sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? This weapon also appears to have become more haunted than it used to be. I want to use stasis weapons, but you're talking about bad juju coming back. I mean, you can't tell me not to use it. That just wouldn't be fair to other people. This, not really seeing a lot, don't really care for it. Fighting Lion spawns a volatile burst on direct hits. Prospector now spawns 3 powerful cluster bombs on detonation, dealing substantially more damage per shot over a much larger area than previously. Remove sticky grenade, flame grenade, and remote detonation function. Mag has been reduced to 6. Bonus ammo reserves from the catalyst changed to a 50% reload speed. Chaperone is another shotgun with a long and storied history in PvP. These changes, in addition to the above global shotgun changes, open up new possibilities for this exotic in PvE. What was the shotgun one? Minimum damage after fall off has been increased versus AI only. Okay. So there's that. So that means Chaperone is also getting add the ability to trigger Royburn on 2 rapid precision hits. Precision hits with Royburn active extended by 3 seconds. Added a plus 20 to stability and plus 25 reload while Royburn is active. Increase the base ammo reserves. Lumina has been overshadowed by support autos. Are people really using support autos? I never see it. Okay. In Revenant, we've corrected an issue where the Sever debuff is not appropriately reducing outgoing damage from players. Now it works correctly. And Crucible. Managing the invisible cooldown on this perk is in comparison to Slide Shot has been a long-standing annoyance, so we fixed that. Can now be refreshed if we slide again following the completion of the initial slide. Increases the reload speed when the magazine is near empty. So here's 2, Reconstruction and Auto-Loading Holster. Okay. These auto-loading perks have been too high value for their effort in comparison to other options, so we're making them a bit longer to trigger their effects. So Auto-Loading Holster, increase the time to reload by 1 second for both base and enhanced. Increase the time to start reloading by 2 seconds for both base and enhanced. The return of this perk was not exciting as we want it to be, so here you go. Can now stack up to 2 times. Times 1 grants 15% damage for 7 seconds. Times 2 generates 25 for 4 seconds. And drops back to 1 when the timer expires. This triggers for this perk was unnecessarily difficult for its output. Dawn Origin removed the time limit between kills. Now requires a kill and a life instead of rapid succession. Huh? Wait a second. Where is it? The Dawning Origin trait. It's called Dawning Surprise. No, that's the wrong one. Where's that other one? I know I have another. Reduce the downside stat penalties for Iron Reach, Iron Gaze, and Iron Grip to 20 at base and minus 15 for the enhanced version. Okay. Weapon mods. Added several new weapon mods that will be enhanced or crafted on weapons. Here's a list of them: category, combo, stat, ballistics, range and stability, tactical, reload and handling, aerodynamics, blast radius, and projectile speed, tension, draw time, accuracy, edge, anti-flinch, a 15% flinch reduction. Let's go on all my snipers. Yeah, I'm definitely putting that on all my snipers. Especially with the ballistics mod. The landscape of weapon mods has been equipped, so we're adding a number of new weapon mods to add a bit more variety. The set of mods Testing the water for more mods in future release. Optics mod. Marksman ops for sniper. Adding a zoom on the high end and on the low too. The QCQ optics for this high one. Synergy. Escalating the chance to spawn a subclass bauble matching this weapon's damage. Oh! Huh. Stun loader now refills and signature. Anti-flinch is definitely one I'm grabbing. I'm sorry. I'm tired of being shot by somebody and being flinched out of it. With Revenant in the bag, we're looking ahead to episode Heresy and beyond. We have some great changes coming, including a significant update to Glaives, a particularly underused heavy sniper. Really? Huh. Which one? Even aggressive frame fusion rifles further down the line. We have some big plans for wide changes to the overall animal economy. Introducing more determinism and build crafting options. Hunting the score with new gear. So, here are the new guns. We have a grenade launcher, a sniper rifle, a pulse rifle, a sidearm, a hand cannon, and a grenade launcher. So, starting with the sidearm. It is called Insurmountable. It's a Void precision frame, which I think precision frame ones are in the same category. Well, I'm trying to find ones that are precision frame. Don't know if I have any. Precision frame. Why can't I find one? Do I not have a precision frame sidearm? Oh, so it's like Vestigian Dynasty? Because there's some that are adaptive burst. So yeah, it's like Vestigian Dynasty. So if you like how Vestigian Dynasty is, this one will be kind of just like it. Okay. It has repulsor brace. It has a redacted one. To the pain, threat detector, attrition orbs, air trigger, demolitionist. Threat detector is probably your best one. Stabilizing rounds, desperate measures, one for all, surrounded, rampage, redacted, and harmony. The void one has no distractions. No distractions. Oh, if it had opening shot, that would have been great. I wonder what this redacted one's going to be. Because it's a column 4, so it's probably going to just stay a column 4 perk. The stasis lightweight frame scout rifle, red tape. That's not shown. Because sniper rifle, grenade launcher, hand cannon. Huh, maybe that'll be later down the line. Stasis lightweight frame scout rifle has 3 redacted perks. Keep away, attrition orbs, 4-time, and envious assassin. It can get headstone, so that could be good for me. Explosive payload, interesting. I wonder what the 3 redacted perks are going to be. That would be interesting. The arc adaptive frame pulse rifle, keep away, that's a good perk. And it has bolt shot. I mean, no, keep away, head seeker. Nope, instantly. That's going to be my god roll. Keep away and head seeker. An adaptive hand cannon. It does have headstone. And his outlaw? Oh, Encore. Encore headstone could be good. These redacted ones are going to be interesting to see what those perks are called and what they do. A adaptive frame grenade launcher. I think Unrelenting and Bait and Switch will be good. The redacted perks still. This double fire stasis grenade launcher. Chill clip is on it. Oh, but I will lose chain reaction. I'd rather have chill clip though. But wouldn't that make it an overload weapon too then? Hold on, let's go back up to the artifact because there was something about grenade overload, breach loaded grenade launchers. Oh no, this is a double fire. Double fire stasis grenade launcher. Oh no, chill clip will still be good. These changes are months away, and we're not ready to share them all in detail yet. We can't comment with them in Revenant. As we look back into light, we believe that part of the success was the chase of the Brave Arsenal, with the attunement system helping focus that pursuit. We want to move more towards that experience with starting Revenant. Seasonal weapons will not be craftable. Perks can still be enhanced using extra materials, and there will be updates to unlock as you play the episode to target specific weapons to get even extra perks per column. We believe activities in episodes work better if they're built around the gear chase, rewarding you with more than other activities and unlocking improvements for vendor focusing to help you get your desired roles. Even given the option to get more perks in a given column, crafting remains a way for players to get the role that they desire, and it's not going away as you can see below. But there is... Okay. So, seasonal weapons will no longer be craftable, which I like. Because that gives more for like doing raids and dungeons feeling better. Reprise Guardian of Salvation weapons. While seasonal weapons return more towards the focus on the chase, we still want to focus on rewarding invested players with great weapons that can be crafted. That's why we are reprising the Guardian of Salvation weapons with new perks and a new element given in case of a certain hand cannon. We believe the fiction nature of the rotator and the revamped content are more closely aligned with our goals of weapon crafting, so to get a jump back into the raid, and don't forget to visit Hawthorne at the Tower. She offers you a quest that grants deep sight version of weapons every week. These are the weapons that will be returning for this. The Reckless Oracle Void Auto Rifle, it will have Paracausal Affinity and destabilizing rounds added to it. The bow will have Offhand Strike and Archer's Gambit. Zealot's Reward will have Reservoir Burst and destabilizing rounds. Ancient Gospel will have Rampage and Kill Clip. Sacred Providence will have Demolitionist and Kinetic Tremors. Prophet of Doom, Threat Remover and Volt Shot. And Omniscient Eye will have 4 times in Precision. And even more rewards. Wait! Do you see this? Oh, yes. What are these? Okay, this is Iron Banner. Okay, this is Trials. What are these? Let's keep going. You already had a nice preview of weapons that are coming in Trials of Size, but it feels wrong to share some more details what other activities get, so we can share some of those names. And we put emphasis on interesting facts about them. But we'll let you discover the rest for yourself. Pursuit. It will be a Stasis Precision auto rifle. You know, Anonymous Autumn is returning, but as an arc weapon. Competitive, the Stasis Precision Shotgun. Vanguard Wicked Sister Strand Adaptive Grenade Launcher. Rake Angle, a Stasis Aggressive Glaive. Plug 1 is coming back. But the best thing, Bygones is coming back. Oh, hell yeah. They didn't mention anything about what these hand cannons are. Um, there will be even more weapons coming in the episode once each new act launches. Starting October 11th, we have the new dungeon weapons, and let's not forget the 4 weapons for Season of the Splicer that gain reprise. Let us know. Iron Banner is getting new armor. They're getting a stasis rocket frame sidearm. Archon's Thunder is becoming a stasis high impact machine gun. You know I really like the fact that, you know, like they were getting like bad juju. But if I can get bygones again, oh hell yeah. Wait, was there anything that they changed about adaptive pulse rifles? Nothing. So adaptive pulse rifles are still going to be the same. Okay. New Iron Banner weapons and armor. There you go. New armor. Yeah, more kind of gladiatorial kind of a set. Actually, don't mind how that is. I don't mind the chest piece at all. That actually might look pretty good. You get a stasis rocket sidearm that has chill clip and enlighten action. Definitely something I'm going to be chasing. A stasis high impact. There we go. Sweet. Bygones is back. Let's go. So freaking excited. Fixing some weapon ornaments. The Inverted Spire is coming back. Discord quests. All that other stuff. Art of the week. Movie of the week. I was not expecting this read to be this long, but I'm happy I was here for it. So, give me a second here because I need to remind myself what the bygones will have, because they didn't share anything about the roles it has. So it's probably going to get a bunch of updated ones. Headseeker wasn't a... Was Headseeker something that... Was Headseeker something that was in the original? Because I don't remember Headseeker being on this gun. I remember a lot of people like Kill Clip and Full Auto. But if you can get some of the same roles for it, I mean, I'm all here for it. Bygone's coming back. That's great. Weapons coming in Trials of Osiris. What were they? The Arc Heavy Burst Hand Cannon and the Void High Impact. Okay. But yeah, this coming back? Hell yeah. Wait, is that... Stasis Precision Auto Rifle, Fair Judgment. That's the... Okay, so that's the pursuit weapon. A Stasis Precision Auto Rifle. Crucible has the Anonymous Autumn, which is now an Arc sidearm. It was a solar one. Or was it... Was it solar or was it kinetic? I can't remember. Competitive will have a stasis precision frame shotgun. Gambit, you get frickin' bygones back. You get a stasis rocket frame. You get the So I want the stasis high impact with enlightened action and headstone, or dynamic sway with headstone, because I'm going to be really going into the stasis abilities of it. If bygones has osmosis, you better believe that's going to be fun. Heck, even the Fair Judgment, depending on how the rolls are for it, could be very interesting to see. But okay. Before the fix and after the fix. No. The patch notes that'll be coming next week for the full list. The re-inverted spire. Hey, remember the inverted spire, the cool Nessus strike where you fought through some cannons, a cave, and a battlefield until you reached an enormous drill that went deep inside and found trouble? Well, it's back with a Vextians. Oh, good lord. Not that it ever left. It was still possible to play in the game, but it was the original D2 strike that were bound for an update, so it's coming. There's a new narrative to go with it because this time the Vex are the main enemy present. That means they will have a terrible defenses installed and new units deployed. Don't you love wyverns? No! Spoiling any further would ruin the fun, but you've been warned. Yeah. That's awesome. I cannot wait for this now. I'm actually even more excited than I was because one, Stasis and my Wrathweavers are getting more love, and I'm getting bygones back, and I can add a mod to my snipers to reduce flinch by like 15%, which is great because it would allow me to use some of my favorite weapons, like maybe using bygones with this sniper again, with this sniper that's coming, or using it with Beloved or Adored or Frozen Orbit. I'm excited, and when I'm not dealing with running my bygones, when I want to be a little bit more of a freezy boy, I can run a stasis weapon, or I can just run bad juju if I want to be that guy. Okay? So, with that being said, Red Faction, I will see you guys all later. I hope you guys have a blast. I hope all of you are ready for the new season like I am, because, oh my lord, Bad Juju getting a buff, flinch roll, going away, high impact critical damage increase, the camera roll against players going, the addition to an anti-flinch mod finally being added, and the biggest thing I'm excited for, the return of my other beloved. This is awesome. Hey, Bungie, you finally listened. I've been saying bringing back bygones for a while. I didn't know I was going to be right, but thank you. But Red Faction, with that being said, sorry for this being so incredibly long. There was a lot to read and everything, but between us getting bygones back, snipers starting to feel like they actually have a choice of having better stuff with them, the regrind of having an actual chase for weapons again, and stuff about that raid. Do I even have a sacred province? I probably don't. Yeah, I don't think I ever got one. But yeah, bad juju, bygones, having a stasis weapon, you know. Heck, I might just see if I have a stasis weapon that has a headstone. That's a pulse. Because that could be fun. I have some frickin' options, I tell you what. I'm excited. I'm so flippin' excited. Yeah, I never got a sacred province. So, there you go. That answers my question. I didn't think I got, like, really anything like this could be good. But, Bygones. Bygones is back. That's what we're excited for. Okay, let me actually say bye now because, oh my lord. Happy I had something to drink with me because this was a long read, but even more fun. And I'm excited for this. I cannot wait to see. First off, I can't wait to see what Fair Judgment the Stasis Precision Auto Rifle does. I can't wait to try out Bygones again. I can't wait to try out the mod with anti-sniper flinch. And how that's going to work. Especially with certain other things that I currently have. That I hope I can put that mod on. Bad Juju, you know, getting a return. It's always a good thing for me. So, yeah. Guys, with that being said, let me officially say bye. And get ready because on October 8th, we are doing our Gambit Gilding again. I'm going to attempt to do a one day, but I don't know if I'll be able to. As you know, I do work on Tuesdays, so I only have a very limited amount of time. I won't be jumping into the new story right away, because I'll be trying to get that done. And once we get that done, then we'll dive into the story. Okay? So, with that being said, see y'all later. Have a good one.